This flyer was received by Asian Americans, and a lot of people really in our area. They say that this is a political racist mailer and it's targeting them with misleading claims about affirmative action.
A conservative group run by a former senior advisor to President Trump is paying for the flyers. WRAL's Matt Tallhelm is live in Cary after talking to a woman who received one of the flyers in the mail. Matt?
Yeah, Deborah, these flyers are showing up here as people go to early vote, like at this location in Cary, or get ready to go to the polls on Tuesday. Wake County is home to one of the largest concentration of Asian Americans in the state. It is the fastest growing racial demographic in the state, and a group that advocates for Asian Americans says this is meant to divide them and to suppress their vote.
When Su Cho opens her mailbox and finds a political flyer inside, she doesn't toss it aside as a nuisance.
And it's been really awesome because historically, Asian voters just have not been reached out to.
But when this one arrived at her apartment in Wake County,
I think my first reaction was like shock, and also like thinking of like, oh gosh, who else is getting this sort of information?
the mailer is covered with conservative news headlines about racial discrimination against white and Asian Americans. The misleading claims focus on affirmative action in the workforce. A fake now hiring ad says you must be Black or Latinx, and whites and Asians need not apply.
That kind of messaging is isolating, it's alienating. It's not just about your vote not counting, it's about your voice not mattering.
Chebi Kunakaneru is working to get the vote out as executive director of North Carolina Asian Americans Together.
We have the ability to decide the outcome of elections, and I think that can make some people nervous.
Of the more than 1.4 million early voters this midterm election, 15,500 identify as Asian. That's 1% of voters so far, which was the total turnout of Asian voters statewide in the 2018 midterms. Morrisville Town Councilor Steve WRAL is the longest-serving Asian American elected official in the state.
I think we have to focus on what our community has done for the state. It's, politically transforming the state, transforming it economically through the innovation, the jobs, the success, and transforming through our culture.
Cho encourages her community to shut out the disinformation and make their voices heard.
And I am going to make sure that I cast my vote.
Now, these mailers are paid for by America First Legal Foundation. That is led by Stephen Miller, a former White House advisor to then President Donald Trump. I did reach out to America First, the Legal Foundation, today to ask about these mailers, but have not heard back.
Matt Tallhelm live in Cary. Thank you, Matt.